Hello everyone, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm really excited about a book tag that I was just tagged in. I was tagged by Samantha Leanne at Leanne's Lit, and it is called the Sisterhood of the World tag. And the reason I love this tag more so than others that I've done is that you get to ask your own questions. So it's not like a list of questions and everyone's answering the same questions, which after a while, you run out of ideas because you all have the same answer sometimes, and it's hard to find a different one. It depends the way the question is worded. So I love watching book tags, but it's hard to think of something original for the answers when you've seen so many of the same tag. So this tag is different because whoever gets tagged has to answer the 10 questions that are listed in the notes by the tagger. And then that person can go ahead and tag other people and ask 10 different questions. And these can be any questions that you like, although they should be bookish related. They don't have to be. I've been really enjoying my time here at BookTube. I've been here a few months now, and I've made some really good friends. And I think it's interesting, the sort of people that I love to watch. And I have my favorites, but they're not everyone's favorites. But I do love watching a certain number of people, and there are probably about 10 that I just have to watch all the time. If they're posting something, I want to watch it. I find them interesting. I love the way they think. And so we're all different here on BookTube. And as we get to know each other, I think it's really wonderful to have a community of people who, yes, we all love books and we're all very passionate about books, but we have other parts of our lives to share as well. And so to get to know people and a little bit about their life aside from books, I think is a special treat. So it's fun for me to get to know things about other people, where they live. I've seen children, husbands, pets. I think it's just really special to include other parts of your life into your bookish videos. So I'm going to answer Leanne's 10 questions. And then I'm going to tag a few people and ask 10 questions of my own. Leanne's first question is, what genre do you find yourself picking up the most and the least? And so I really do love historical fiction, and I seem to gravitate toward stories about World War II. I'm not exactly sure why, but the fiction stories about World War II really do fascinate me. And so I gravitate mostly toward those. But I am starting to get into a little bit of fantasy and enjoying that. And so I'm hoping that through BookTube, I'm beginning to find different genres and books that I would look at and be like, I'll never in a million years like this, and then find out that I do. And that's so much fun for me. The genre that I probably won't ever like is romance. I don't know why. I just can't sit and read like a simple fluffy romance. I used to and enjoy it. Now I don't know, I'm looking for more than that, and I feel like if I'm going to sit down and invest in a book, it has to be something that I'm going to get something from. So whether it's the world building that I enjoy from the fantasy books, I'm not sure, but I enjoy all of that. I don't know, maybe someday I'll get back to romance, but I doubt it. I'm just not interested at all. Question number 2 is, which author would you most like to interview? So I've been introduced to a lot of new authors lately and have enjoyed so many new books. It's really hard to pick. There are some that have just blown me away with books, and I hope that in the future they continue to write really awesome books. But if I had to pick an author to interview today, I'd probably fall back to my own favorite author from when I started really reading about 5 years ago, and that's Ted Dekker. And his books are just different and out of the box. There's a lot of spiritual concepts in them that I love, and he doesn't like put it all out there just, easy. You have to find it and figure out what it means to you and in your heart. And I just love that about him. I feel like he's always written things for me and we've been on the same page in my heart, in my mind. So that's why I love him so much. And I did get to meet him once and made a total fool of myself. When he first started writing, he came to a distribution house near us, and he was signing his book House that he wrote with Frank Peretti, and I was determined to go see him. I think I went all by myself because I had to see him. Couldn't find anyone else who wanted to go with me, so I got up. I'm like third in line, and I go up to meet him, and I totally went blank. Like, I was so starstruck, I just didn't even know what to say. So poor guy, he's like, so what would you like me to write in the book? And I froze. I had no idea, and I'm just staring at him. And I said, you can write, to my biggest fan, Lisa. He just looks at me and starts laughing, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. But anyway, it was a great experience, and if I ever did get a chance to interview him, I definitely would take up that offer. Question 3. Are you in any real-life book clubs or discussion group? And yes, I am. I have a book club that meets once a month, and we usually meet at Panera, and we get some lunch, and we have one book that we choose each month to discuss. And I have to admit, the girls that I have book club with, they're just so amazing, and we've become good friends. So we talk about the book, maybe not that much, and then just visit with each other a lot after and eat and talk about life. Sometimes the book is really one that we want to discuss, and we'll spend maybe 10-15 minutes on it, but not more than that. But it is nice to get out and to talk with some girls that I love reading with and enjoy having their company with. Question number 4. How do you feel about negative reviews? I just watched a video about this yesterday. I love Peter from Peter Likes Books. Just something about him always makes me smile. He always just does. And so he was talking about negative reviews yesterday and how people don't really watch the review videos as much as they do like book hauls and TBRs. Those are more popular than book reviews. And a lot of people don't like to watch negative reviews. But for me, I really do. I do like to watch reviews. And it talks about, he was talking about, do you like spoiler, non-spoiler? So if there's a book that I want to read and someone has done a review on it, I will watch the non-spoiler review because I want to learn a little bit more about the book, but I don't want to, hear anything that will spoil it for me. If there's a book that I've read and I see someone do a review on it, then I'll look for the spoiler one so that, I've already read the book. They're not going to spoil anything for me. And then I get to hear their opinion and how they felt about it. So I do think reviews on BookTube are important. And I think people should post more. And if it's a negative review, not everyone likes the same books. And so if you're afraid people are going to not follow you anymore because you're doing a negative review, I think that's just silly. If people do unfollow you because they don't agree with you, then I don't think they should be here. This is a community where we can share our thoughts and opinions, and that's just how it is. So I think people should do more review videos, even if they're negative. Question number 5. How often do you utilize your local library? And for the longest time, I didn't. But I have gotten to a place with my books that I just can't keep buying more books. They're accumulating way faster than I can read them. So I started going to the library and I started reserving books that are newer. So the newer books, of course, are more expensive, and I could get it at the library and read it. If I love it, I could always buy it if I need to have a copy. And if I don't like it, there's no loss there. So I've been trying to do that more often. The catch with that is that library books are, yours for a certain amount of time. So I try not to get too many books at a time because I know I won't read them all. And so the one that I actually just picked up from the library is going to mess me up a little bit with my TBR this month. I'm going to have to, for the first time, adjust it a little bit because of a library book. But I think that's okay too. So yes, the library is a great place to find and read books without having to spend the money on them. And I think that's a really great thing. Question number 6, the most intimidating book on your TBR. This one I didn't prepare really much with this video because the questions are just so great and I get to speak to them. If I had to pick a book, it would probably be Outlander. I think only because of the book itself is a smaller one, and I do prefer to read larger books. I think maybe because my eyes are bad, and so the small print might not work for me so much. That's the only reason I'm intimidated by it. Otherwise, I've heard so many good things about it, and I have not watched the show, so I'd like to read the book before I watch the show. So hoping to get to that book within the next few months and not be intimidated by the small print, or I'll just get one with larger print from the library, which again is a great opportunity. Question number 7. Do you prefer to read one book at a time, or do you read more than one? A lot of people I know on BookTube read more than one book at a time, and I just cannot do that. When I'm in a story, I'm fully invested and I need to stick with that story. The only reason I'll read more than one book is if the other book is a nonfiction book, and those I usually can't read very much of, so I'll read a few chapters, and it's going to be so different from fiction that that's okay for me to keep both books. Or if it's like short stories, or I just got the Grimm's fairy tale books, and those have a ton of small stories in them, and I can do like 1 or 2 each day. That's the only time I will read more than one book. Question number 8. Name an author that you feel is overrated. And Leanne said, no hate, please. Just opinions. And an overrated author. Probably Sarah J. Maas. And it's not because I don't like her or that I don't like any of her books. I just haven't read them. But I see a lot of love-hate relationships with her. And I did finish A Court of Thorns and Roses this month. And it wasn't the best book I've ever read, but I liked it. And I liked it enough to get the next book, which is my library book that I'm going to have to fit in. Because it's due on Thursday of next week. So I don't have anything against Sarah J. Maas. Maybe she's overrated. Maybe it's just that I hear about her books so much on BookTube right now, and I haven't read any. So it's really basically just that, whether she's overrated or not. I'm not really sure because I haven't read most of her books, but I can't think of anyone else that I think is overrated. I mean, if you love an author, you got to put it out there. You got to spread the word. That's what I do with my favorites. Question number 9. Where is your favorite place to buy books, or are you a library person? So I will buy books from Book Outlet if they have a sale going on or free shipping or something like that. If they have some books that I've been looking for, I'll definitely take them up on that offer because they're less expensive. I need a book quickly and it's not on Book Outlet. I will buy on Amazon. I have Amazon Prime, so that is definitely free shipping. And I've done that before, like if I wanted to pick out a book for my birthday or for Christmas and I wanted it right then and there, then I'll use Amazon. But like I said before, with the library books, I'm trying to reserve the newer books at the library so that I don't have to pay out of pocket for those. And finally, question number 10 is describe your bookish self in 3 words. And so let's see. The first word I would like to describe myself as is open-minded. Since coming on BookTube, I've found so many new authors and new books, and I haven't really avoided reading any of them. If a book is getting a lot of hype in booktube land, then I am interested. What's all the fuss about? I need to read the book. And I'm saying open-minded because I was not always this way. I was always reading a certain kind of book, and I wouldn't venture out into anything else. But now I really do read just about anything, except for, like I said before, the romance, the erotica. Those books just, I think they're dumb. They just don't interest me, my opinion. But I feel like I've been open-minded to read lots of other books, diverse books, and so on. Lots of fairy tale retellings and whatnot. So I hope that through BookTube I've become very open-minded. Another word that I chose was addicted, and it's just because I'm addicted to reading. If I don't have at least, I don't know, 3 or 4 books on my nightstand, I start to panic. Now, of course, I have my whole bookcase is mostly books that I have not read yet. And so it's almost like a comfort thing for me to have all of these books. It's just, I look at them and it makes me smile. And I know that's so weird, but I have my options open right now, and I should be reading something. So I just finished a book last night, and then I make the split decision right after that. Okay, what's next on the list that I want to read? Because I can't wait to get my hands on it. It's exciting. It's not like to go through the books. That's not really why I'm doing it. It's because I can't wait for the next adventure. So I'm very addicted to reading, which leads me to the last word, which I would say is passionate. I'm very passionate about certain books. If I read a book that I absolutely love, then I want to tell the world about it. And I've done that before on BookTube, and it's a great venue to be able to put your favorite book out there, your favorite author. I like this book because I just love that about BookTube, and I see so many people that are passionate about book reading and about their books and authors. You can't help but feel that as well. So I love when I see someone excited about a book, and I don't have very many of those people in real life. So my BookTube friends, you entertain me and let me know that I'm not alone in my love of books. So that's it for the book tag. It was so much fun. This is such a long video. Oh my gosh, I'm just talking way too much. I'm going to go ahead and tag my buddies, Krista at Books and Jams and Catherine at Jane Catherine on Books. And I'm going to write up 10 new questions for you to answer, and I hope you have fun with it. And I hope everyone has enjoyed this video watching. I've so enjoyed making it. And let's get this, let's keep this going with different questions and let's get to know each other a little better. It's so much fun. So enjoy your day, and I will see you soon. Bye.